I'm going to do narrative theory on the Matrix films. The first movie was released in 1999 and took the world by storm. The successive two films were released in the same year of 2003. The Matrix deals with the main character Neo in his awakening into true reality. Narrative theory includes three important theories that I'm going to consider, one of which is Vladimir Prop, the second, Todorov's equilibrium, and lastly, Levi Strauss's binary opposition. Prop's theory is that in any narrative there are characters that play certain types of roles within the story. For example, the hero, that propels the story forward in his quest or realization. The villain, who has problems with the hero for some reason or another and is the arch nemesis. The heroine, who has certain qualities that make her the perfect tactician. The father is a powerful figure within the story that offers help in the completion of the hero's quest. The helper helps the hero and is seen as a sidekick in their battle of good and evil. The donor is a third wheel that gives the hero a clue to complete their quest. And lastly, the mentor help teach and guide in character into completing the mission by giving them advice and stories on their past experiences. Levi Strauss came up with the idea of binary opposition, meaning that there are two opposing sides to everything within a story, each wanting the same or different thing. For example, good versus evil, wrong versus the right, and darkness versus the light. Todorov was the first person to point out what he termed equilibrium that was present within narrative stories. He believed that all stories had five steps. The first, a calm and subtle start of the story with no ruckus and all at peace. The second, something happens that puts the story into turmoil. Third, the realization of what has happened of the disruption. Fourth, the attempt to repair the disturbance. And lastly, the return of the balance within the story and all the change that come with it. He had also said that this is not the case for films that have sequels and serve no purpose in horror films, and that nearly all films have this narrative. The Matrix is no different, and these applications apply to them also. In Prop's theory, the hero is Neo, the main character that saves the world. The villain is Agent Smith, that try to keep the people as slaves for their bioenergy. The heroine is normally a female, but in the Matrix, the role of the heroine is assumed by a male, Morpheus, the perfect tactician and mastermind. The father is the oracle that Neo and Morpheus goes to for advice. The helper in the story is Trinity, which is Neo's sidekick as they try to save Morpheus. The donor is the construct that they enter into to get their weapons and train in combat. The mentor is Tank, which tells of past experiences and is the operator for the construct. The Matrix is the living embodiment of Levi Strauss's binary opposition. The Matrix deals with the idea of good versus evil in the form of truth and falsehood. In Todorov's terms, the start of the Matrix is like any other. We see Neo as a normal program writer with a mediocre life. It is then put into chaos with the appearance of Trinity and the word of the Matrix. It then becomes clear when Morpheus explains what the Matrix is to Neo, and Neo trains and becomes a leader to put a stop to the slave-like conditions of the Matrix by going head-to-head with the agents of the Dark Force. Neo truly realizes his potential and ascends to places unknown to all the other initiates, and puts a stop to the interrogation techniques done to Morpheus. And finally, these are the references that I have used. Thank you.